If you're bored of who you are as a person, if you are someone that has had a crazy life, that has achieved so much in this world, but you don't quite feel like you're the human being that you deserve to be yet, I'm so happy that you are watching this video, because by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what to do and why it is so important that you forgive yourself for the version that you are right now. If you was meant to be this individual that you are aspiring to be, you would be there. You are missing out on the most important factors that you need to integrate into who you are as a human being in order to be able to make the change. The reason that you cannot commit to yourself for longer than a short period of time, where you constantly start, stop, get the dopamine hit, fall off, get the dopamine hit, fall off, is because none of it is tailored to you as the individual. We all try and build these crazy lives and think we want certain things in this world based on what we see on these screens. You want the car because you've seen it so many times. You want the house because you think that is what the version of success really is. But a version of success is being able to wake up and be at peace throughout the whole day, no matter whether things are going right or no matter if things are going wrong. To be able to not have your day controlled by invoices being paid and people being nice to you and getting validation and getting love. Can you be happy in a world where you spend 5 to 6 weeks not training because of an injury, not eating the right foods? Can you be happy and at peace no matter what you are doing? You see, I used to tie my version of success to money, to a car, to being in shape, to having this lad persona that I wanted the world to see, because that's what I thought success was. Because I lacked them things growing up, I thought that if I got them, I would finally be loved by the world. And I was just putting on a front, and I could never work out why relationships wouldn't work out, why business could never really get that spike that I needed to do. When I started coaching, I was still trying to find out who I was as a human being. I've always achieved everything I've set out to do. I played in colleges in rugby at a high level. I've played in, all of the sports environments that I've ever wanted to be able to play in. I've made all the money I've ever wanted to make. I've done everything I've wanted to be able to do. I've been able to travel. I've been able to get into shape. I've been able to do everything I could possibly ever set my mind to. And when it came to coaching, I could never really get that breakthrough because I was always living in a false persona that was part of my old life. You see, in order to go somewhere you've never been, you have to become someone you never have. I think the mic's died on that, but we're keeping it authentic. And this is where you're stuck right now. You are living in an old identity, an old version of yourself that can no longer go with you. And it's a grieving period. It's scary. A lot of people call it dark night of the soul. And being able to get rid of that part of you that is in this world right now, and you have become addicted to the self-loathing, you become addicted to who you are, and you're scared of change. Because when we change, other people in our life that loved us for who we were pretending to be will no longer be there no more. The business might have to fall apart in order for it to be able to fall together because it was built on false foundations. And this is why making a change internally is the scariest thing, because it takes a lot to be able to see it through. I always wanted the shortcut. I always wanted to make money illegally to get the money quickly. I always wanted to take steroids to get the shape quickly. I always wanted everything now. And I could never understand why I never actually found lasting happiness. And it's because I never committed to me. I never committed to that younger version of me who was just so ambitious, that was laughing, that was joking, that loved to be able to just be who he was. Because I abandoned that child as soon as I got to the school gates. I started to program myself to fit in. And that's when we lose our authenticity and we go out into the world and we try and fit in to be accepted and to be loved and to be wanted, that we actually start to lose ourselves. We get into relationships and we hand over the keys to our nervous system because we're like, just want me, don't leave me, just want me. We're people pleasers. We don't ever do the right things for us, but we will put every single other person first. And it's time you put yourself first now. 6 months is all it takes to dramatically change your life. I've been on a crazy journey in life, and I've got the best coaching business I could possibly ever ask for now. And now I'm committing, again, every 90 days I want to change up who I am. Where do I want to go in life? How do I want to be? How do I want to think? How do I want to feel? 6 months. Routine in the morning, block out the noise, read the books, go to the gym, eat the food, consume the right things into your ear, protect them ears, sit in silence, be present in the moment, really understand who you are as a person. I went through an extreme version of this where I didn't go to the gym, I didn't eat my diet food and all of these things that like I thought I had to do, and it was just discipline built from shame. I got rid of so much and I put myself through a period where I didn't do any of the things that I tied my identity to. And when I went through a really, really amazing period of my time, all of my finances went, everything I put on my status up against my identity, up against, got removed from me, and I really started to find out who I was. 6 months is all it takes to change your life. Forget all of the noise. Forget all of the noise. You owe this to your family. You owe this to people in your business. You owe this to the strangers you're going to come into contact with. You owe this to your kids. You owe this to your future kids. But most importantly, you owe it to you. To stop lying to yourself. You ever wonder why you're so tired? It's because you're living a life that is not aligned to you. You are not true to who you are. And I lived a lie most of my life trying to be someone I wasn't, always talking myself up and hoping I could back it up with actions. And I got to create a version of me on who I am, rather than this lad that I always gave to the world, thinking I had to be that person to fit into a certain criteria, to get status, to have money. And now I can just be who I am, and it's the most freeing thing in the world. And now when I sit opposite clients that have all the success in the world, but there's no internal happiness, I know how to give them that internal happiness very, very quickly. And I can only know that because of everything that I went through. So you have a massive impact that you can have on the world right now. But you are only ever going to be able to reach your full amount when you sit there and you really get close to who you are as a person and remove all of the bullshit that you put your status and your identity into. Because when you lose everything and when you sit there, that is when you find out who you really are as a human being. And I personally believe God allows us to be stripped of everything that we put on a pedestal in order for us to really find out who we are, to open up our hearts, to be passionate, to be caring, to be loving, to be loyal to ourselves. Stop putting everyone else first and start to focus on ourselves. And you glow differently, trust me. So for the next 6 months, commit to yourself. Same bedtime, same wake up time. Keep the promises to yourself. Don't let yourself down. Sit in silence. Don't let the doubt creep in. Execute every time an idea comes in. Execute on it straight away. Don't let that doubt creep in. The thoughts that you are having, are they thoughts of the version of you living in a life 2-3 years ago that are still consuming you now? How would the version of you living in the most amazing life that has everything you could possibly have, how would they think in situations? How would they respond to situations? Would they hold on to things longer than they needed to? Would they drag things out? Would they doubt themselves? Would they speak negatively to themselves? This is a beautiful chance for you to be able to create a version of you that has never, ever, ever, ever been seen before. 6 months, reinvent yourself. Within a week, you'll feel amazing. Within 3 weeks, you'll feel on top of the world. But commit to yourself for 6 months so you really embody that identity. Block out the noise, block out all of the distractions, and commit to yourself for once in your life. This is the Melior Life, baby. I'm Brad Parker. I hope this has been a little bit helpful, and it's your message today to go and do something with your life. Big love.